everybody, Tim here from Logisense. Today we're going to take a look at how we get data into the software. How do we import in a file that you may be getting from another system? Maybe it's an order file, maybe it's some kind of change, add, move, or a bulk change. Something that you're getting from another system, you want to transform and be able to bring that into the billing system. So we're going to start here by taking a look at the developer section, because this is kind of the basis of where everything starts. Every single object in the system is exposed as we have them from a RESTful API perspective, but these objects are also going to be the targets of how we're going to bring data into the system. So we're going to take a look at how that maps together. Let's jump over into the extensibility area, and we'll go into our data management. And what we create is what we call data profiles. Now, a data profile is something that's going to be able to say, I want to take something from a certain file format and I want to convert it over into a certain target. So here I've got a multi-layout CSV format and I'm going to bring it into our UDR mediated. Or if I've got an account contract, I'm going to bring that into the account contract object. So these are all the different objects that we saw defined in that developer view that we're looking at. Now, what this does, it allows me to be able to do things like saying, well, here are all the different fields that are in this format that I'm going to be loading in. Now let me create the proper transformations to map these over into fields that we have inside of the billing system. So in this case, we're taking a look at a lerg6 pattern, so a dial pattern that we might be bringing in from some kind of location file, and we want to load our location object called a geotree inside of our system. So we see that we've got all the different fields that are defined in here based off of the columns that we're finding inside of this columnar file. And now what we want to do is we want to be able to map those across into objects inside of the billing system. And we do this using what we call a visual map. Now I want to take these different objects and now I'm going to either maybe run a formula on them, combine them, maybe there's a literal translation to be able to send one of these fields directly into one of the fields inside of our data object. But I can run different types of transforms and processes on these. So as an example here, I'm using a combine transform where I'm going to take these 6 different fields and I'm going to combine them into a string that we're going to use inside of the system. So I'm doing that mask in here. So it's going to take that, combine them, and then send them all over into this name property that we have on the internal object. I'm also going to run a formula in here that's going to count all of the slashes that were created inside of this string format that I created in the function above. And this allows me then to be able to map the result of that into the depth property that we have in this object. So it all depends on the types of data that you're bringing in. You can combine them, you can run formulas on them, you can run logic on them, transformations to be able to map those across into individual objects internally inside of the billing system and make it a really simple process to be able to bring data in. From the point of having the actual CSV file, you can also upload that sample file, validate it against your logic. You can even run and execute that import manually inside the system. Usually we'll have our customers having some kind of automation that's going to be looking for a file that might be put into a specific location, monitoring that location, picking up that file and processing it through these different data profiles. So that's a quick look into how we manage bringing data into the system, transforming it, putting it into internal objects inside of Logisense Billing. Thanks a lot for joining, and we hope to see you in another video.